The overreaching part, it's arms straight, blades in the air, right? A lot of times top hand's over the bottom hand here. This is like the ultimate no-no, right? So if we could at least, even like how we start with our hands over the gunnel, still, because if I were sitting straight up, I could still have my body go forward onto the blade, right? With that bottom arm still straight, right? As long as I have some more movement to go forward. But that movement really is not a whole lot, right? We only need a little bit of rotation to gain that extra power, right? We'll do a drill here just to kind of go step by step, right? To prevent us from overreaching. We're gonna start here and we're gonna slowly go work our way to the end of that power zone, right? So so we end up knowing like where it is, because I feel strong here, 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 not as strong, right? So we're gonna reach right next to you, basically, just slightly in front of your hip, very slightly in front of your hip, because obviously it's in the from here to here kind of thing. I want to put the blade in right here. Okay, so we're gonna take a stroke that's gonna feel like it's just right next to you, right? And obviously this is towards the very back part of our stroke. And then the next one, we're gonna go like an inch in front of that. And the next one like an inch in front of that. And the next one an inch in front of that. So we're catching like at our knee, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. Just try to...
No body, just putting it in?
Yeah, no body, because we're catching just right next to us. There's no forward lean or anything, because then you're catching behind you, essentially, right? So just sit straight up and paddle right next to you. Just right next to your hip, we're gonna put the blade in, okay? Okay, let's go.
Ready?
It's gonna be like, try to catch behind your knee, behind your knee.
Ready, tell us when.
Oh, sorry, paddles up. Hey.
Oh, jeez. Who's in the pink?
Huh?
There, in the pink.
Tommy.
Tommy.
Tommy's in the second
See
boat.
her
The
reaching?
first boat.
Yeah, see her
Oh,
arms
he's
straight.
talking about. Yeah. She's reaching. They're all reaching way out.
Yep.
Follow Sherry.
See, George is overreaching.
Yeah.
You see his blade squared up, and
Yeah.
it's past, and it's only entering the water backwards.
That's interesting.
Okay, stop. Hold water. Let me just quickly demonstrate to some people.
Yeah.
If I'm sitting down, right, from here, you see my paddle was right there. From here, it's right next to me. In which motion did my hand go? It went downwards, right? I still see a lot of you doing this. I want to just put the blade in the water right here. And then I'm going to put the blade a little further. And then I'm going to put the blade a little further. Until it's like, that's my max reach. And my hand still went from here straight to that spot. It went down to that spot. Okay? Let's do it.
Body, no body.
Nice, Sherry. Good.
No body.
Yeah, she was good, huh?
Boom.
Yeah.
Sherry?
Sherry's good.
Okay, you see Beth here? Go on your left side, Beth. Watch Beth do it here. And she's like just about almost at her full reach potential. But see how compact she is? And there's no overreaching, it's just right to the water. Okay, stop. Sherry, do it on this side. Okay, watch Sherry. Go ahead and go. Yeah, that's very direct. You don't have to go super quick like that though. See the water splash forward off her blade? Do it again. Splash forwards. There. So that shows me that the blade entered as it was moving forwards, right? The blade entered the water as it was moving forwards, which splashes forwards. It's a forward blade entry. If you overreach, the blade only enters backwards, right? Did you feel the pressure on the front side of your blade, Sherry? Like pushing it in the water? That's an indicator to pull, to load up, to poof, right? But we want that, okay? So compact, very direct. The thing about the finish, the whole rooster tail part is in the back. When we pull up here, I'm ready for my next stroke. My hand is high here, and this gives me the ability to just simply go down with it, right? If I'm down here and my arms stay locked out, I have to now come up and then down. And I don't want to have an extra motion from my finish to go up and then down. I want to minimize it so I'm ready to boom, ready to...
Yeah.
Bill, you can move your bottom hand up a little bit on there. Yep. Now you'll notice your body doesn't have to drop so much to get the blade in the water. You can just stay sitting up and place the blade in the water more. Yeah. That's good. That's good. I like exaggerations. I like that. See how like at the very finishing stroke, it's like it kind of sits in a little lounge chair.
Yeah. Yeah.
You should be sitting up. Ready. So from this position here, you're ready to go out, right? From this position here, I'm not ready to.
One thing I think we can start to do a little less body pose, which is good.
A little bit of that.
A little bit of that, yeah. In what? Just backwards? Oh, I thought you said standing. Yeah.
Kathy Carlson, you're entering backwards instead of forwards.
He shows the blade pause right there. It's up in the
You know what I
air,
mean?
squared, and then it
You're
ends
entering backwards, enter forward.
You can watch the bottom hand too. If you end up back here, it's like there's no way you can keep up.
The body movement, I think, too. Like a hunching over.
Okay, stop.
I see a lot of like body movement too. A lot of people are like hunched over.
It's a prehistoric roly-poly. The shaft. Okay, put the blade buried in the water. It's very easy to bury the blade in the water, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just paddle like this because it's easy for us to just put the blade in the water, right? It'd be harder for you to get it if your grip is so wide, because then your whole body has to like do that. It's too much. But hold it higher, it's bah, right?
Now, what is optimal holding? Since we're always told like one hand above it. So optimal now is much higher on the shaft?
Yes.
Higher.
Oh, I
So
like it.
the thing is, because if your bottom hand is so low, your body now comes out of position,
Yeah.
right, to bury the blade, and it puts us in a weaker position, right? Sure, you have more leverage, but we could take away a little bit of leverage and have a much stronger position, and essentially get the same out of it, but not have to do more work than needed, or a motion that would disturb the boat, right? We can stay more fluid, right, and not disturb the boat.
Adjust it the way the boat's running too, right?
Yes. And from like a stop, we will have the bottom hand a little bit lower to gain the initial leverage just to start moving that mass, right? And as the thing moves, you can move it up just a little bit, right?
Nice one.
Yeah, so he splashed forwards. See that splash forwards? I want that. Do that on your left side now too, so everyone else can see. Get that same splash like you just did. That splash was more backwards than forwards. It's too much backwards though. No, too much backwards splash. I want, basically,
You got it on your right for sure.
I want just the splash to be basically forwards. We don't want.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, good. So we don't want the splash backwards, because backwards means we separated the surface and then clapped the water as the blade was burying, right?
Tim, you've been doing that for
Splash
years.
forwards means the blade entered and is fully buried in the water by the time we pulled, right? Yeah, not too bad.
A little less reach.
Like that. So,
A little less reach.
Sherry,
There you
like
go. Yeah.
on these,
Yep,
I
perfect.
want to keep like a very slow stroke rate on the recovery. So we're aware of my motions that I'm doing, right? You have time to like see the motion your hand is in. If you have a habit, if you're paddling in slow motion, like so slow on the recovery, and you have that overreach, you see it. It's like, oh shit, I paused right here, right? I'm fully extended and the blade's not in the water, right? That's the no-no. We go slow, it goes in the water, and it'll enter the water slowly. And you should end up splashing forwards because the blade's entering the water very slow, right? It's almost like you hold yourself back for a split second if you're going that slow as the blade's entering. Now, ideally, on your recovery, it's nice, slow, and controlled, allowing the boat to glide. And we just have that moment of blades in quick. It's just the blades in quick, so we don't have that time holding and pushing ourselves, right? Okay. I like to talk too much, so I'm gonna shut up. So let's just hold the bottom hand a little bit higher on the shaft here and feel like we're very short. Feel like it's compact, right? That we're not gonna be stretching too much or overreaching. It's just boom. It's just, as she was just demonstrating, the motion is down like that. Right there, boom. So that the saying, how I was saying, we want to think that we're above and behind the paddle, or we're jamming a stake in the ground. If I jam a stake in the ground, my body on that stake will more so put that thing in the ground, right? Than this would to try to put it in the ground, right? Say there's a plank right here and I got a bunch of nails and I'm gonna jam the nails in with my palm, right? I'm not gonna do it like this, right? I'm gonna get the nail in, bah, bah. I'm gonna put my body behind that to drive that nail in the wood. This is kind of the same thing. It's powerful to do that. This here to drive that nail in is not. This little muscle right here is not powerful to do that. My body, bah, powerful. The push-up position, boom, it's right there. Not a Chinese push-up. I can't put the nail in at an extension like that. Okay? So bottom hand a little higher up. And if you splash forward, I like that, but we just want this simple motion. Bottom hand starts high here, boom, and drops down. From the finish, it drops down. We can exaggerate the finish, go extra high, and so all our motion is more downwards, right? An overreach, or your motion of your hand and is this way. We want to raise the back so we have a more angle of the motion of your bottom hand going straight down, of all your motions going into the water. Start extra high, it goes really far down.
Your top hand, Carol. So watch your top hand because it comes here, 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 there. Better.
Okay, let's go.
Don't lift. Don't lift.
Here,
come up. Comes down.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Don't lift. Better. Better, Carol. Right in. Boom. Not up and down. Straight in. Boom. There it is.
Good job, Erica. Do too. I mean,
they're better.
They floated though.
But they're better than. At least they're not coming way high.
Yeah. See, like George still has a real high reach, right? You see how far up to?
How high he is. Yeah. Way high.
Let's see his blades like way out.
Oh, I didn't even look at his blade. I was looking at his hand.
Oh, and just Adina, you're saying her hand. Yeah.
She's a little kind of floater. I've tried for years.
You know what would fix that a lot? Because I did this for Steve. Her blade's too long. If she cuts 2 inches off that, bring her top arm right down.
That's what she does. Because even with
Yeah.
wobbling, she's floating.
The other way to do it, to prove that that works, is have her reach up.
Yes.
Reaches like down to the bottom, and all of a sudden it'll bring that line. And then when she bites into it, then you can get it out of it.
Yeah. Keep that top hand in front of your face. Motion should be down. Recover, down. Not up.
Yeah.
Nice, Tommy. Yeah, Dina.
Tommy's not being very directed. I mean, it's really subtle.
Yeah.
Pretty much everybody, and I'm sure myself too. See how she's floating her blade?
She's coming forward.
She's floating.
Tommy, try to come in
George
instead of forward. Come down with that bottom arm, not forward.
This is a hard one to correct, isn't it, Dave? I mean, I can see.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
If you look at the
See, that's
bottom
good
arm,
there. Stop.
look at Sherry's bottom arm. Sherry's bottom arm is angled
Oh,
down.
you're good. You have good awareness. Good body awareness.
Sherry, you can tell because when you look at, when we're all in that pretty position, that your arm is angled down. Because it's coming down. Not necessarily because your hand is lower, but because your motion is here instead of forward. You don't want to be parallel with the gunnel with your arm, with your bottom arm. It needs to be down. I mean, not you, but I'm just saying, as an awareness, if you're watching, you can see your arm out the side of your eye. Make sure you're not parallel with the gunnel, because then your bottom arm is straight. That is not the motion you want. You want to come down.
we did something
First
once,
motion
Dave,
is down.
I don't know if you've ever done this, but Doug brought it. He did something where we.
It's very apparent. Except here,
Oh, you want to
some
take us
people,
through
you know, we kind
Water
of
on
have that
that
loss
side?
of feeling because
Oh, no,
air is
'cause
not
I'm
as
shooting with
dense
this.
as water. But air is mass also.
Oh, you're shooting the whole.
So if you
I
paddle
thought you were
with
just
the
taking
thought
shots.
that air
Oh
is
no, it's
water,
good to, so I can
the
zoom
water
in.
is
So I'm getting.
ground, is land,
Oh,
is
awesome.
solid, it's mud, right?
Yeah.
Then maybe we would paddle a little
Oh, no,
differently.
That's why I brought this. 'Cause
So,
I used
does
to
anybody here live in
lower it down,
Irvine?
you know.
Yeah. Likely you're in a community and has a swimming pool.
This works well.
Get everyone there and have them swim,
It's wide,
take
right?
a paddle,
Capture everything.
paddle underwater. It's a fun thing to do, and it's a good team building thing, and I'm sure because you have competitors on your team, you will likely end up racing, right? So it's kind of a cool exercise to do, and it will clearly teach you to feather, because probably 90% of us are coming on the recovery and pushing air. This is resistance. This would slow you down, right? So, and also, the wrist here is too stiff. There was no like relaxation here, or likely at your finish here in the wrist too, right? So, and also the top hand may be coming over too early, and this we're not going to end up. We're not catching with our top hand going like this. We're catching with our top hand going like this, right? So your finished position is very, bottom arm is bent, my wrist is relaxed. This one had come over like this. Everyone sit like this.
Make sure you do this.
You see the blade? What's the angle of the blade? The other way. Forwards. Thumb down. Yes, there you go. So the thing about here, and this would be an extra detail as a more higher level paddler probably, how airplanes work. Lift and downforce and all of that, and air going equally on both sides kind of thing. So if the leading edge here was up like that, okay, air is going to lift this blade as you go into it, right? Or as the air comes into you. If the leading edge is lower, air is going to press more on top, pushing this down low. So if you have a heavy headwind, go forward a little bit. If you have a heavy headwind, right, we're going to finish higher, and all we have to do is tilt the leading edge very slightly downwards, and the air pressure naturally takes that thing to the water, right? Without me, if it were like this, pushing against all that air and working to get this thing in, I can now just, whoop, it goes in. stay relaxed, right? Even on my recovery. Of course, you want to be in control of your paddle, so you still should hold the thing, right? Okay, does everyone get that? So let's go to this position because I need you to feather.
Feather.
Yeah. Yeah.
One thing I noticed, be nice to your steersman. Don't start the feather until your blade is totally out of the water. If you start it here, you're steering the boat.
Yeah. Can.
Steersman will not like you.
Okay, go.
Ready?
Feather the blade. Just as you're sitting.
Drills. In the race, you won't be doing it as extreme.
Right. So here, let's sit still. Everyone hold water. Put the blade in the water. Take your top hand and take it across the gunnel and tilt that thumb forward like that. Right? Now here I didn't move my bottom wrist. I would have. Right? Take your top hand and just go over like that. No, don't reach at all. Just put it right next to you. In the water, but out of the water. Feather. Out of the water.
Sorry.
Feather. In the water. Out of the water and feather. Feather. Because it's simple to put the blade in and get it out. Without feathering.
Twan.
That's simple.
Parallel. Make the face of your blade parallel with the water. Nope.
No,
That's perpendicular.
Like this.
That's perpendicular.
Yours is like
Parallel.
this.
Ah, that's a feather.
Yeah, not like this, like this.
There you go.
Anyone here been to the gorge?
Yep.
Has it been windy and you sit there like this?
Yeah.
You went last year.
Would you go like this?
That's it. That's it.
Now you want to go
Come out of the
forward.
water and you go
Right.
like
So we
this.
want to go forward. So we use this. And we don't want to go backwards, so we go like this. Have you ever paddled a race and won or lost a race by this much?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The percentage of your hour and a half to the 10th of a second.
Right.
What's a 10th of a second divided by an hour and a half? That is the percentage of your win-loss margin, right? Okay, air affected on the blade there of you not feathering would be that margin, right?
Not your steersman poking. No.
You never poke, ever.
What if we have a tailwind?
Perfect, then you don't have to feather. You use the wind to take the blade forward for you. Of course, it's apparent wind, so if your boat is moving at 6 and the wind is 6, what's your apparent wind? Nothing.
Zero.
Nothing.
Better feather.
Better
Yeah, you need better feather because you have motion.
Hi.
Okay, let's see if we can get this feather down for me. Just for shits and giggles. And then we'll go back to working on something that's
Just
very
pretend you
important,
can feather.
And
Just
more
do
important
it.
than this.
It's all shits and giggles until somebody giggles and shit.
I love you, Wave. Sounds like you've done that before, Dave. I think Dave did it once at a party.
No one was watching though.
I think that should go on the jersey. That should go on the jersey.
There's a sailboat there with sheets and giggles.
Yeah.
Because it's a sailboat, the sheets. That's what you call the lines.
Double entendre, right? It's like the French don't even have a word for double entendre.
They do say on Ready? Okay, go. Feather.
We're on.
That's good.
We're on it, Terry.
I don't know, they can switch it.
So the top hand comes across the gunnel and the thumb of the top hand points forwards. The more, so let's exaggerate this and overly point your thumb more forward, like downwards. Try to get the leading edge of your blade down.
That way it just has to go in.
Yeah.
You don't have to lift it.
Stephanie's getting it. in that boat up there. It's just bah, bah, bah. You know? And now it's like,
Did we at least get a B?
gearing up more.
That was better. That was better.
So remember, the motion of the top hand is more oval sideways, right? Thumb goes forward and across, and it's coming back, and then it comes over. Right? Yeah. So here, Sherry, just hold your blade. Yeah. But perfectly. Yeah. Well, how you normally hold it. Yeah. You see how your top hand is like, it's like forward like that.
Yeah.
Now go even more forward, so the leading. Yeah. See how the leading edge is pointed down?
Yeah.
Like that would be a lot, right?
Yeah.
That'd be a fucking like crazy, like exaggeration, right?
Okay.
Just very slightly pointed leading edge downwards. Yeah, like that. So try to take a stroke and go right to that position there. Yeah. And now wait. So now pull back your bottom arm. Yeah. So see how your top arm's out? This is bent. Now the motion of this hand, I want you to go just straight to the water. Yes. Perfect. So instead of undoing the top hand like that, I want you to just slap the water with the blade. Like push, yeah. Like leave it in its feather. Leave your top hand across the gunnel too. Just try to slap the water with the blade.
Right now? Like on this way?
Like try to
Like what you just did.
Back. A soft play. Like that. So this is the motion of your bottom hand. And what puts the blade in the water, because I want to go direct to the bottom hand, is that. All I gotta do is take the top hand and put it over the bottom hand. That's it. Just how we were when we just sat there, like this, right? That's putting the blade in the water. This is directing everything.
Kathy, you're still lifting with that top hand.
Yeah.
You're still lifting with that top hand.
Okay? So did you see the angle of her feather? It's pointed downwards. Right? It should at least be like this. A lot of us are like this. That's not a feather. That's still pushing air. Okay? Okay, this is something to work on a little bit later. The thing about the catch is if we end up overreaching, the rest of the stroke is thrown out the window, right? So we got to be very direct onto the water, onto it, compact and pop, right? And the thing about the finish is if the more ready we are, the easier it makes that catch, right? If I'm down here, it's more motion to come up and down, and I don't want to come up, right? Whether it's like like from down here to come up and then down, where my finish could just have started right here. Easy. I finished my stroke and I'm ready. Poof, poof. From this, boom. Okay? Simple movements.
Look at where your top hand is, Kathy. Top. Look at how high it is. Keep it in front of your face.
So many of us
Keep it
have
here.
the habit of leaving
You're
the
coming
top
up and
hand
down.
at the finish too far over this
Keep
way.
it here.
And your oval is up
Not
and down
here,
like
but
this.
here.
Right? And that leaves the blade up too
Not-
high, and now everything's down there. I want to go left to
Come
right.
around.
Okay? Left to right.
Come around.
Boom. So everything is easy.
Look at how
Top
high.
hand, left to right motion. Top hand is left to right motion. Bottom hand just follows the pendulum. Okay, stop. I'm going to do a quick drill. Here, look at this. You see this, Heather? I want you to, from where you're sitting, reach your arm out from where you're sitting, fully, just reach your arm out fully. Okay, I'm gonna put this right here. Okay, put your hand back at your body. Grab it. Did you see her grab it? Okay, let go. So reach back to here and then grab it. Right, do it again. Is anybody gonna grab something in front of them like that? Are we gonna end up reaching past and then grabbing? We don't want to reach past and grab. You just want to grab the thing, right? Ah, get it. Bam, it's right there. Okay? You want to grab water, right? Well, bah, grab the water. Yeah.
Yes.
But just easy and slow.
I love all of you. You're so sexy. Especially when you splashed him, Mo.
So look at the boat.
They're not surging. Surge.
The boat responds.
Yes.
Respond. It doesn't really bounce or whatever.
Right.
There's no hesitation.
There's no hesitation. Right. It just is continual movement.
It could still get better, but you see what I'm talking about?
Yes.
When you watch paddling, you watch the boat,
Yes.
not the person.
Dina, don't lift. There it is.
Feel like you're pushing the blade in the water. Yeah, but slow. Yeah.
Better,
Yeah.
Tommy.
Go up to 20. So you feel how much pressure? That was a lot of pressure on the front of your blade, right? Now just do it with less pressure on the front of your blade. Now a little less pressure on the front of your blade. Just until you splash only like 3 drops of water forward. Okay, let's pull up to the lead boat.
Can you please do the other side the same?
Maybe you guys should switch.
I mean, not this side now.
Right side of her back cold and the left side warm. So classic.
Not of you. We've got everybody but you. Yeah. The camera just goes dark when I get to that position in the boat.
Okay, just as a fun drill, Tuan, I want you to reach both arms and go in the air, paddles in the air like that. Now, just how you did, I want you to splash forwards. No, like, put the blade in the water. Yeah, so leaving the paddle, do it on your right side so everyone can see. So try to splash forwards like that. Now leave your bottom arm straight. Leave it straight, totally locked out. Now just try to splash forwards. So you see how it's a motion of your body. If you go at full rotation, go at full rotation too. So your shoulder doesn't move at all. It's gonna be nearly impossible to splash forwards, right? You have to literally like fall forwards and splash on the blades. We don't want to do that, right? So there has to be this like setup to it, right? This where he now splash how you did before, like that. See how the extension of his arm is pushing the blade in the water.
You know, that's what everybody needs
We
to
just do that to less extreme. So we're not throwing so much and have so much pressure on the front of the blade. It's just a little bit.
Yeah.
And it happens right at full extension of the bottom arm. So we stay in the power zone, right? So we're right on that limit of the strong power zone and not past it, right? If you're fully extended, we've already passed it by a lot, right? And we want to push the blade in the water. Hit the nail in the wood, or whatever analogy, something you want to think of. Okay, 5-minute piece, slow stroke rate. we're gonna treat this like 100%, right? I want you to go really hard, but give me like an extra slow stroke rate. I want the power and the torque involved.
So let's work on getting it alongside of them first, and then
We
do
have
the
them go
back.
we let them take off one at a time so we can get next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the middle boat, sit easy.
Yeah, then we can get
The
next.
outside boats, ready.
One at a time.
Not Rudy's boat. Ready, 3, 2, 1, up.
Go!
I want to feel a lot of resistance in the water.
Look at how
Keep
easy
looking for
Kathy
that
Carlson's
heavy resistance.
her hand goes through the water.
Yeah, let's go up next to them. Go up next to them so we'll get them and then fall back.
Just wait a sec.
You guys are too damn fast.
Go. In 5 seconds, go.
Erica's got a really big flare.
Yeah, start at 1 and we'll work our way
Good.
back.
I like it.
Work our way back? Okay. So you want me to get up here? You want to do this boat first?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Or you can do the other one if you want. You want to,
Yeah.
since they're in the lead? Got it. Okay. Yep, that's good.
Motion, first motion is down, not up and forward. Dina, you need to get in. In. Boom. There.
Is that good, Lauren? Or you
Yep, let's go back to the next boat.
Nice, Nikki.
Way to feel the pressure, you guys.
Juana's concentrating so hard.
Good, you're making good progress.
Let's fall back to the other one. Or the last boat.
Villa looks great. Nobody's with Beth. Except Brian.
More pressure, more power. Come on. We want to move the boat. Keep the slow stroke rate. We're lifting heavy weights every stroke.
Erica,
Slow stroke rate.
Erica, you can totally sit up, relax. Yeah. There you go. Nice. Nice change. Perfect change.
Chest out, chin out.
I didn't want to do that. But...
Brian looks like he's got a perfect stroke.
Yeah, look at him and Beth matched up really good at the
Yeah.
Catalina race.
Yeah, yeah.
More feather.
Huh?
Nobody's feathering.
Right.
Not a single person.
Oh,
Hey!
Team Choo Choo Train. Right. Only seat 1 and seat 4, surprisingly, are still matching up.
Even though they're on opposite sides.
Yeah, even
And they probably can't see. I mean,
1 and 4 are again in perfect sync.
Are they going faster than me?
What do you?
I don't know. I just could tell it was you and Brian were the only ones together. What I said was nobody's following Beth. Oh, except Brian.
Oh, you meant our boat 1 and 4.
Yes.
At least there's attention.
Get up more even with him, Mike.
Looking good, guys. Nice changes, Rob.
Tommy's gonna get picked apart in the videos.
What I think I just noticed is that she's pulling out too soon. She's not holding the pressure, so she's coming forward sooner than everybody else, and she's floating the blade. All right, Tommy, you ready? What I feel like I'm seeing happening is that you're not holding that pressure all the way through the stroke, so you're coming out early.
Starts some load on it, right? Because he's showing it
Right.
and then burying it. Right?
One continual motion, not forward and then in.
Okay, that's good. Let's spin it, Jerry.
Spin it!
Yeah.
Wow.
They had to have made money.
Every once in a
from-
while, I forget we do live in Orange County.
Yeah. They had to have made money from.
Yeah, something.
Fucking redneck music and Jesus Christ.
Funny how that goes again.
Mm-hmm. Like Stephanie, you can see the load on the blade because of how slow her hand is going
You
down.
see some slippage in
At least she's low.
But the first part is really good.
I think she gets that because she pals with the guys so much.
Oh, she doesn't come Tuesdays and Mondays and Wednesdays. Her and Erica.
Yeah, well, they just are scheduled.
Mike.
Huh?
Same here. You can see the load on the blade, on Sherry's blade. Nice. I can see the load on your blade, Sherry.
it's like people really do
That actually looks a little better. Tommy's still looks like it's kind of going back a little bit.
It's just because he has these little.
Well, at least they're getting a workout. Most of them weren't here this morning.
Towels up. Let's come line it up. Tired. Tired? You tired? Never tired. My motto, never tired. Can always do more.
So, I can't always feather steering.
Yeah.
I have to, because I'm getting ready to go for a draw or something, you know.
Yeah.
So if the boat's going nice and straight and flying, I can feather, but
It's fine.
otherwise, if I'm down here, I'm out of position.
Jerry, looks like, I wonder if it'd be more comfortable if you had a shorter paddle.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Mine's pretty short.
Short.
Looks like it's putting your arm way up there.
Okay, we're just gonna
it's
sit
eye level.
and we're just gonna rock our bodies, right? Do your normal, so where you're sitting up. So rock your bodies. It's about
Bend your
feeling the
head,
boat.
right? Don't bend your head, right?
Yeah, don't bend your head.
You want this.
You kind of pretend like you have that glass of water on your head. Okay, let's exaggerate it, and let's go all the way to leaning back. And let's go all the way forward, and let's go all the way back. So we're trying to get the boat to move really far underneath us, all the way back and all the way forward. Yeah. Feel the boat. Everyone has to move exactly the same.
When you're going backwards, it stops the boat. Look at that. You can see it in this boat.
Okay, stop. What do you feel?
We have 4 people doing, or 6 people doing different strokes.
Hey, stop moving forward. I think we're in idle. So, Heather said, when you go so far back, it stops the boat. Right? Because we have such a counterbalance effect. And all your weight stopped. You know, there's that huge counterbalance effect. If you take your stroke, if you end up far back, the boat's going to stop. We want to send the boat. So we end up sitting up, and you always want to keep forward, right? And not too far out of position or anything. But basically, do it again. Rock your bodies and come all the way back and all the way forward. And you'll feel the boat has this huge long movement underneath you, right? Everyone needs to be, you're all connected to the same thing. You're all sitting and touching on the same thing, the same boat, right? So you should feel each other. We need to match your movements so it's all as one.
Is that Krista?
This boat. 3, 2, 1. Hit forward.
Too fast, Sherry. Slower. Just long movements. Longer. Oh, she's fine. You can relax your neck.
Looks like she was stroking out.
Isn't that funny? Oh my god, you cracked me up. Okay, stop. So, when you paddle, this feeling has to be there, right? Always as one, especially. So, pulling forward. You're pulling the hips right to it. Send the hips. Okay?
They've been sent.
When we watch, I don't remember how many weeks ago or whatever, the top hand's coming across. Once the top hand comes across, that means the blade's fully buried. If you do it right. If you'd overreached, it's not, right? When I see the top hand come across, so if I'm watching from behind or the front or wherever, even from the side, when I see this thing come across, it's gonna look like, it should look like this thing came over and boom, stuck. And I see it come over and boom. So right when the top hand comes over, boom, it's loaded. I should see that, and it's and it moves very slow from that point, and you have a lot of pressure on it. It's going to move slow, but the boat moves fast, and a lot we'll end up seeing in the video. See this top hand? Some of them it just looks like it moves, and it just kind of keeps moving like that. And I never see a moment of boom, right? We need to have that. We need to have that moment where it's like the stake, that shovel. I just took the shovel and went bah! Right? And it's like, oh fuck, God, that sucks, it's heavy, it hurts. You need to have that moment. Okay, ready? We wanna get the body on the blade, so it's stuck. That's it, Vaughn. You're gonna feel a lot there. Okay, 3, 2, 1, hep. So even when all 6 people paddle, you're still essentially trying to knock the other people off their seat by sending them this big surge, this big moment of this boom. And just hold that.